Hello, everyone. A warm welcome back to Dr. Health, your go-to haven for natural, practical health strategies that don't just tease you with promises. They deliver real, tangible results, leaving you energized, resilient, and ready to conquer your day. I'm your host and guide on this transformative journey to unstoppable wellness. And today, we're diving headfirst into a topic that's going to flip your world upside down. The 3 hidden foods secretly sabotaging your knees, hips, shoulders, and every joint in between, especially if you're over 60. Let's kick things off with a statistic that'll make your jaw drop. According to recent health surveys, 85% of people in that age group are unknowingly consuming these culprits daily, and the wildest part? One of them might be lurking in your kitchen right now, quietly undermining your ability to move freely. Imagine this scene. It's a crisp morning, and you roll out of bed, expecting to start your day with energy. Instead, your knees groan like rusty hinges, forcing you to pause and brace yourself against the nightstand. Or maybe it's your hands, those stiff, aching fingers struggling to grip a coffee mug or twist open a jar of jam, turning a simple task into a frustrating ordeal. Perhaps you found yourself wondering, I try to eat well, I stay active, so why do my joints feel like they're betraying me? If this resonates even a little, you're not alone, and you've landed in the perfect spot. These 3 foods are like stealthy saboteurs, arsonists sneaking into your body, igniting inflammation, corroding your cartilage like a slow acid drip, and accelerating joint wear in ways you'd never suspect from their innocent appearances. But here's the good news. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain, exposing these villains, explaining exactly how they wreak havoc, and arming you with the tools to kick them out of your life for good, restoring your vitality and freedom of movement. This video is tailor-made for anyone who dreams of waking up without that nagging stiffness, who longs to bend, stretch, and move with the ease they once took for granted, or who simply want to safeguard their joints for a future filled with activity and joy. And here's a little incentive to keep you glued to your seat. Stick with me until the end, because I got a jaw-dropping revelation about the most dangerous food of all, a twist so unexpected it'll have you rethinking every meal you've eaten this week. Are you ready to take this ride with me? Let's set the scene with a bit of imagination to drive the point home. Picture your joints as the hinges on a beautifully crafted gate. Say, the entrance to a serene garden you've tended for years. When those hinges are lubricated and maintained, the gate swings open effortlessly, inviting you in without resistance. But when rust creeps in bit by bit, day after day, each push becomes a struggle, the metal groans, and eventually it jams shut. The foods we're uncovering today, they're the rust piling up on your body's hinges. And the real kicker is you're applying that rust yourself every day, because these foods disguise themselves as harmless staples, or worse, as healthy choices peddled by clever marketing. So, if you're ready to break free, protect your joints, and reclaim a life without limits, grab a cup of tea, a notebook, and maybe a friend to share this with. Let's launch this health revolution together. Before we dive deeper, let me paint a broader picture. Joint pain isn't just an annoyance, it's a thief. It steals your morning walks, your ability to chase after grandkids, or even the simple pleasure of kneeling to plant flowers in that garden. But it doesn't have to be that way. Knowledge is your weapon. And today, I'm loading you up with everything you need to fight back. Let's get started. In this video, we're going beyond the surface, digging deep into the nitty-gritty of these joint-sabotaging foods. What they are, why they're so deceptively dangerous, how they chip away at your mobility one bite at a time, and the straightforward, actionable swaps you can make to shield your joints starting right now. By the time we're done, you'll walk away with a crystal-clear roadmap to sidestep these threats, nourish your body with intention, and keep your joints limber, sturdy, and pain-free well into the future. This isn't just another health lecture. It's your personal playbook for rewriting your quality of life, handed to you step by step. But let's make this a two-way street. I want you in on this. Smash that like button right now to send some love our way. It's a tiny click that helps these transformative tips reach more people just like you, desperate for relief. If you're not already part of the Dr. Health family, hit subscribe and ring that bell so you're always in the loop for our weekly doses of wisdom. And here's where I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below with 3 simple things. How old are you? Where are you tuning in from? And have your joints ever held you back from something you adore? Maybe it's dancing at a family wedding, hiking a favorite trail with your dog, or just getting down on the floor to build a tower of blocks with your little ones. Whatever it is, share your story. I thrive on connecting with our incredible global community, and your experiences fuel my passion to bring you more content that hits home. Who knows? Your comment might inspire our next big topic. Now, let's stoke the fire a bit. These foods aren't just pesky inconveniences. They're like uninvited guests crashing your dinner party, slipping poison into your glass while smiling to your face. And the betrayal runs deep. Many are packaged and sold as safe or even good for you by an industry that profits from your pain. But don't despair. I'm here to hand you the decoder ring to spot these frauds and swap them out for choices that genuinely heal and strengthen. Ready to flip the script and take control? Let's zoom out for a moment and talk about why this really hits home. Joint health isn't just about dodging discomfort. It's about holding on to your independence, your identity, your life. Every time you hoist a laundry basket, climb into your car, or wrap your arms around someone you love, your joints are the unsung heroes making it happen. When they falter, it's not just physical, it's emotional. You might skip that book club because stairs feel daunting, pass on a gym session because your shoulders ache, or feel a pang of frustration when you can't keep up with the grandkids' energy. That's what's at stake here. Not just pain relief, but the freedom to live fully on your terms for decades to come. And it all starts with what's on your plate. Here's a little extra nudge. Think about someone you care about, maybe a parent, a spouse, or friend who's starting to slow down. What if you could share this knowledge with them? 2, this isn't just about you. It's about building a ripple effect of wellness. So, let's keep the momentum going. Let's launch into this with a fact that'll rattle your cage. Your joints are under attack every single day, and this war has been brewing since the dawn of time. Picture our ancestors roaming the earth thousands of years ago, tough, weathered folks who hunted with spears, hauled heavy loads, climbed jagged cliffs, and danced around fires late into the night, often well into their later years. They didn't have ibuprofen, knee braces, or orthopedic surgeons on speed dial. So how did they keep going? The secret wasn't magic. It was their diet. They feasted on wild game, fresh fish, handfuls of nuts and berries, and whatever roots they could dig up, foods that fueled their bodies without setting them ablaze with inflammation. Now flash forward to today. The Arthritis Foundation reports that over 50% of people over 60 battle osteoarthritis, where cartilage wears thin, turning every movement into a gritty, painful slog. But here's the kicker, and it's a big one. This isn't just about aging. Yes, time ticks on for all of us, but what you shovel into your mouth is pressing the fast-forward button on this destruction, hurtling you toward creaky joints like a freight train with no brakes. Think of your joints as the shock absorbers on a rugged old truck. Cartilage is a cushiony magic that keeps every bump smooth, every turn fluid, every load manageable. When it starts to erode, your bones grind against each other like sandpaper on wood, sparking inflammation, puffing up your joints and leaving you stiff and sore. That's osteoarthritis in a nutshell. Not an inevitable rite of passage, but a blaring alarm that something's seriously off. And more often than not, that something is hiding in your grocery cart. Let me bring this to life. Imagine your hip joint as two smooth bones gliding together, separated by a plump gel-like cushion. Every step you take, every dance move you bust out, that cushion soaks up the impact, keeping you nimble and pain-free. But feed it the wrong stuff, and that cushion shrivels up like a raisin in the desert sun. Suddenly, each movement is bone scraping bone, a gritty, agonizing sensation that makes you dread getting off the couch. What's lighting this fire? 3 everyday foods are dismantling your joints with every bite, all while you're none the wiser. Before I name these culprits, let's unpack why your joints are such easy targets. They're marvels of nature, intricate, durable machines built to carry you through a lifetime of motion. Think of them as a medieval castle, towering, strong, designed to endure. But even the mightiest fortress crumbles under constant bombardment. These modern foods are the catapults hurling flaming boulders at your defenses. Toxins and inflammation in your body was never meant to fend off day after day. Historically, our diet supported our joints. Now, they're tearing them apart. Let me take you on a quick time travel jaunt. Ancient civilizations, like the Egyptians crafting pyramids or the Greeks sprinting in the first Olympics, thrived on simple, whole foods, lean meats, fish pulled straight from the sea, olives, figs, and grains untainted by processing. Their joints stayed supple because their diets fought inflammation naturally. Compare that to today, where the American Heart Association says the average person downs 17 teaspoons of added sugar daily, equivalent to dumping a small sugar packet into every meal and snack. It's like tossing kindling onto a smoldering fire and wondering why your joints are engulfed in flames. Your body's begging for a ceasefire, and that's exactly what I'm here to deliver. Here's my promise. I'll unveil these three enemies, break down their sneaky tactics, and show you how to outsmart them. But first, a little tease. These foods are probably staples in your home right now, masquerading as innocent pantry dwellers. Ready to rip off their masks? Let's roll. Now, we're at the meat of it. Pun intended. The three foods quietly dismantling your joints, plus the smart, doable swaps to fight back and win. Get your notepad ready. This is gold. First villain, sugar and ultra-processed junk. Leading the pack is sugar and its ultra-processed sidekicks. Think cookies oozing with sweetness, fizzy sodas that tickle your nose, white bread that's more fluff than substance, packaged chips, and even those energy bars secretly packed with syrupy goo. These aren't just naughty treats. They're inflammation grenades lobbed straight your joints. How does it happen? Sugar floods your system, triggering a cascade of cytokines, tiny proteins that crank up inflammation like a DJ spinning a bad track, leaving your joints swollen and tender. Over time, this relentless assault stiffens your cartilage, turning it brittle and fragile. Imagine a windshield cracking under pressure. And there's a darker twist. Sugar generates AGEs, advanced glycation end products, toxic compounds that hammer away at your cartilage like a chisel on stone, aging your joints far beyond your years. The outcome? Knees that feel ancient while you're still young at heart. Don't just take my word for it. Science has receipts. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that high-sugar diets spike inflammatory markers tied directly to searing joint pain and rapid cartilage breakdown. And here's the sneaky bit. Sugar doesn't just lurk in candy bars. It's hiding in your morning toast, thanks to sweetened spreads, your natural yogurt, your pasta sauce, even that barbecue glaze you slather on ribs. Flip a label and you'll spot under aliases like dextrose, maltose, or the notorious high-fructose corn syrup. So, even if you're not raiding the cookie jar, you might be dosing yourself with joint poison daily. Everyday example. Consider your go-to ketchup bottle. 1 tablespoon sneaks in a teaspoon of sugar. Innocent enough, right? But pile it on fries, dip your nuggets, and suddenly you've racked up half a day's worth without a single dessert. Multiply that by decades, and it's a recipe for joints that scream with every step. Second villain, red and processed meats. Next in the lineup, red and processed meats. I get it. That sizzling steak fresh off the grill, the crispy bacon curling on your plate, or the sausage snapping with every bite is pure bliss. But here's the brutal reality. These tasty treasures are waging war on your joints. They're brimming with saturated fats that signal your body to churn out inflammatory chemicals, puffing up your joints and grinding down cartilage like a belt sander. Those AGEs we talk about, they're back, aging your joints prematurely. And processed meats, think deli ham, pepperoni, sausages, hot dogs, pile on salt and preservatives, making your body hoard water, which amplifies swelling, especially if arthritis is already knocking at your door. The evidence is ironclad. A study in arthritis and rheumatology linked high consumption of these meats to a spiked risk of inflammatory arthritis. Why? They boost cytokine levels, locking your joints into a cycle of stiffness and pain, like pouring oil on a fire you're trying to extinguish. Real-life snapshot. Picture a summer cookout, burgers sizzling, hot dogs rolling, ribs slathered in sauce. It's a feast of the senses, but each mouthful is a tiny jab at your joints. Now stretch that across years of tailgates and family dinners, and it's no mystery why your hips grumble when you stand up. Third villain, refined vegetable oils and fried foods. Rounding out the trio, hold on to your hat, is refined vegetable oils and their fried accomplices. We're talking corn oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil, and that vague vegetable oil sloshing around in deep fryers everywhere, churning out crispy fries, golden chicken, and donuts that melt in your mouth. These oils are packed with omega-6 fatty acids, and while a little is fine, too much tilts your body into chaos. You need a balance of omega-6 and omega-3, the inflammation-fighting champs in salmon and walnuts, but drown yourself in omega-6 from greasy takeout while skimping on omega-3, and inflammation runs rampant, leaving your joints puffy, achy, and begging for mercy. Mid-video boost. Want an instant win? Ditch the deep fryer for an air fryer or bake instead. It's a simple switch that spares your joints a world of hurt. At home, trade those refined oil for extra virgin olive oil or coconut oil. Both come with anti-inflammatory bonuses that cradle your joints like a warm hug. Why they're so deceptive? Here's a bonus insight. These foods are camouflage experts. Labels are tricky. Sugar hides under 50-plus names, and vegetable oils sound wholesome but often mask a cheap, inflammatory brew. Even whole grain snacks can be Trojan horses stuffed with sugar and bad fats. You think you're choosing wisely, but you're stoking the flames without a clue. Sneaky sugar trap. Ever peek at your salad dressing? Many, like ranch or honey mustard, harbor high fructose corn syrup, turning your greens into a sugar bomb. Same with low-fat yogurts. They swap fat for sweetness, leaving you worse off. My personal experiment. Finally, my own story. A few months back, I banished these 3 sugar, processed meats, refined oils for a 30-day challenge. The payoff? My morning stiffness evaporated like dew in the sun. My knees quit their creaky chorus, and I felt a decade lighter. No fairy dust, just cutting the junk my joints couldn't handle. If I can do it, you've got this too. Let's keep the momentum going. Don't worry, it's not all grim warnings. Let's bust myths, sidestep traps, and make this work in your real life. Here's the plan. Common myths. Myth 1. A little treat here and there is no big deal. Not quite. It's not one donut or one burger. It's the slow drip of damage piling up. Think of it like rain on a roof. One drop won't leak, but years of it rot the wood. Every inflammatory bite counts. Myth 2. I'll just pop a pill and be fine. Supplements like glucosamine or turmeric can help, but they're not a cure-all. Not if you keep feeding the fire. It's like bailing out a sinking boat while someone's drilling holes in the hull. Stop the damage first. Pitfalls to avoid. The traps? Gorging on meat daily or frying everything in sight. If your plate's a meat fest or your kitchen smells like a fast food joint, your joints are pleading for a break. My tip? Ease in. Swap one Coke for water with a splash of lime, or roast your veggies instead of frying. Tiny steps, massive rewards. Label reading 101. At the store, scan for hydrogenated or OS endings like sucrose or lactose. Those scream trouble. Vegetable oil on a label? It's likely a rogues gallery of omega-6 heavyweights. Arm yourself with this trick, and you'll shop smarter. The big villain unveiled. Now, the reveal you've been waiting for, the deadliest of the 3, refined vegetable oils. Why the crown? They're ubiquitous, lurking in dressings, snacks, restaurant dishes, even healthy, pre-made meals. Cheap and versatile, they're industry darlings. But your joint's worst nightmare, flooding you with omega excess and tipping you into chronic inflammation without a whisper of warning. My game changer. I switched all my cooking to extra virgin olive oil and tossed a tablespoon of flax seeds into my oatmeal for an omega-3 kick. Within days, my hips stopped throbbing after yard work, and my hands felt nimble again, like someone oiled my rusty gears. Extra tip. Keep cooking heat low. High temps turn even good oils into toxic sludge. Sauté gently, bake often, and watch your joints sigh in relief. Now the fun part, joint-loving foods. Dive into fatty fish like sardines or mackerel, omega-3 powerhouses, and spice up dishes with turmeric and ginger, nature's anti-inflammatory superstars. Try sipping bone broth, too. It's like a warm hug for your cartilage, brimming with collagen and nutrients to patch up wear and tear. This isn't fluff. Research backs it. A 2005 study found turmeric's curcumin and ginger's gingerol rival some drugs for pain relief. Bone broth? It's an age-old remedy now validated by science for bolstering cartilage strength. So, there's your lineup. The 3 joint wreckers and how to outmaneuver them with flavor and flair. Let's tie it all together. Sugar, processed meats, and refined vegetable oils are the trio torching your joints, inflaming your body, and robbing your mobility bite by bite. But now you're in the driver's seat, equipped to change the game. Your mission? Pick one tweak this week. Maybe ditch the candy stash, swap canola for olive oil, or grill instead of fry. Start small, then scale up, then swing back here and tell me how it's going. I'm rooting for you and can't wait to cheer your victories. If this flipped a switch for you, hit that like button, share it with a friend who needs this, and subscribe to Dr. Health for more straight-talking, life-shifting advice. Next up, we're tackling a natural inflammation fighter, so potent it's like a factory reset for your system. Don't miss it. Thanks for joining me. You're not just a viewer, you're a warrior reclaiming your health. Catch you next time.